and welcome back to another Dwarven Tavern review. This is the continuation of the Pathfinder Monster Codex, brand new book from Paizo. You can find them at www.paizo.com, P-A-I-Z-O. You can see it there. /Pathfinder. And it is 3.50 GL compatible. It says so on the book, so it must be true. And it goes for $39.99. And so let's continue, shall we, with the rest of the review. This book, as I mentioned earlier, is a collection of 20 different monster races, and it covers them in great detail, in the kind of detail that they deserve. Not that they're cool or anything, but let's talk about the Bogards, shall we? With the Bogards, you have they are a frog-like race. Sorry, I'm reading while I'm talking. They're a frog-like bunch of creatures. In Dungeons and Dragons, I think they would be very similar to the Bullywug. The Bullywug. That sounds like a game show. No, that's incorrect. The correct answer was Bullywug. Bullywug. So anyway, the Bogards themselves are they have a number of different features here, and that's the way it is throughout this entire book. Which, for example, this has a Bogard fighter here on page 10. Then it goes to the Bogard oddities on page 11, which I think these are the ones that shop at Walmart. And then you have the Bogard barbarians, the Bogard mystics, all right, page 12 and 13. The Bogard rangers and the Bogard priests on 14 and 15. And the Bogwiggle, which is an interesting creature. And then it talks about the encounters thereof, like with, in this case, it's Exiles, which is a challenge rating of 7. The Scouts, challenge rating of 8. Hunting Party, challenge rating 11. And the Royal Court, challenge rating of 13. So you can pick the flavor of the level and then put it on there and just do what you will. It's like a pre-rolled. It's like little chunks of prefab dungeons that are placed into nice bite-sized chunks for you to look up and adjust to your liking, like with a little bit of ketchup or what have you. And it's like that throughout the book. It includes the bugbears, bugbear cannibals, okay, bugbear cultists, blood mage, and so forth, tyrants. So it's a whole bunch of different individual types, like humans. You know, you've got your worker, you've got your aristocrat, you got your diplomat, you've got your laborer, you got your technician, so forth. So too hast these throughout this book, and it's a really cool concept because it as it says in the introduction, they're not just faceless hordes of identical creatures as they have been for so many years. And if nothing else, this book can also give you ideas for other creatures like bullywugs, if you wish. Bullywugs. So this book gets full marks for creativity and originality because they had to do a lot of new stuff with the different creatures just to give various occupations or types, like the Goblin Frog Talker, Ribbit, and this one can probably talk to bullywugs. So it also has mutant goblins and hobgoblins and kobolds and troggles, which the troggle is a half ogre, half troll, because apparently both ogres and trolls will mate with anything. And it's almost like some scenes I've seen in a nightclub before. Long time ago. So anyway, the various orcs in the Gorthek, which is an orc riding beast of burden, which anything that would have to bear an orc on its back would be a burden. And it just goes on and has tons of new rules. And for example, how about new rules for the troglodytes, which is one of the races. The enlightened. Although most troglodytes are represented by the cave-dwelling creatures documented in the Pathfinder RPG bestiary, after untold millennia, several troglodyte variants have evolved from the ancient Zulgath bloodline and adapted to life in different environments and climates. So this supports evolution. I'm not getting into that. Don't even get me started. And it has enlightened troglodytes, the Kirgath or the Kirgath, the troglodyte paragons, and so forth. It has troglodyte spells, troglodyte magic items, and so forth. And then it goes into the actual variant troglodyte creatures, like the sneaks and the holy ones and the cavalry that ride enormous lizards, the chieftain, which looks like he would be happy, more than happy, to bite your face off. Here on page 217, yeah, right there. So we continue. The trolls, of course, are trolls, and then it goes into it's got a bunch of different trolls. Does not disappoint in any way, shape, or form. And then it has new rules for vampires, including the Jiangxi, which is Chinese, and then the Moroi and the Nosferatu, so forth. And then it has minion sample templates, addle-minded, repeatedly drained, new vampire feats, new vampire equipment, extra fangs, I guess. And it has things like the vampire servants, the seducer, the vampire warrior, the vampire savage, the enlightened vampire, the vampire lord, and vampire feral vampire spawn. And then it finishes up the vampires with the encounters, which you don't want to have. Unless you're a vampire hunter. In which case you do want to have them. Otherwise you'd be unemployed. So, full marks for originality, creativity, everything. This book gets 5 axes. It's very playable. It not only is playable for the Pathfinder, it's 3.5, completely 3.5 compatible. And you can actually put it into any game you want. Use it as an inspiration for your own races, because if you, like I, have your own races in the game, then you could certainly use this book as a template for your races to bring out variants, so that your races aren't just like, the imps in Doom, the video game. I mean, it's not a video game. Cannot stress that enough. It's not an MMO. It is a role-playing game that has roles to be filled, and this does it very nicely. So 5 axes for this game, this book. The Pathfinder Monster Codex. It goes for $39.99, worth every penny, and you can find it at paizo.com/Pathfinder. And don't forget to look us up at www.dwarventavern.net and subscribe. We got more videos coming. We got them coming. And look us up on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and all that good stuff. We're constantly tweeting new stuff about new stuff. And thank you for watching. We at the Dwarven Tavern wish for you to want for nothing but adventure. And at first I feared it, then I charged. Once again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Let the games begin.